All right. So this is going to be episode 13. Now, this is a little different. This episode in general is going to be a little different. I'm doing a solo one, but I want to start off by saying welcome to the Jargon podcast. It's your host, RubenHood, as usual, aka Ruben. Usually the other way around, but we'll leave it like that for now. I don't really have a story for the beginning because I want the story to just be this episode. So I'm just going to start off with how I feel. And there's a lot of things that have been going on, looking back at these past 6-7 months from the beginning of this to now. I feel like I've really learned a lot, and I feel like I've kind of understood the people around me a little bit better. I know that a lot of you have your own lives and that it's important for you to stay focused, and I agree with that 100%. Definitely stay focused on your goals and what you want to do. Just don't forget and be mindful of the decisions that you make so that every step can be your best one. Because online and just kind of around me, I've just seen a lot of people bullshitting and a lot of people who don't really express themselves the way they should. Now, what I mean by that is if you're going to be straightforward, if you're going to live the life that you want to the fullest, then you got to be honest, one, with yourself, and two, with everybody else. Because you can lie, you can cheat, you can do all this stuff that everybody's cool with, and it is what it is. But if you want to live the best life possible, then you just got to be honest with yourself. And you have to really accept that you need to understand what's going on around you. Because I see so many people who use soft language or have been so sensitized. I don't even want to say desensitized, sensitized. It's like a reverse happened or something like that. First everybody's desensitized and nobody's feeling anything and everybody's dead inside and all this other crap. And now all of a sudden nobody can even hear what other people are saying because they're so sensitive to what's going on. You got to pick one. It doesn't make sense. So you're both. So you're sensitive and desensitized. So it just sounds like you get hurt when people don't agree with you, or when someone says something you don't like, you just get offended, which is stupid. It doesn't have to be like that. Just be straight up. At least for myself, I've seen that being straight up and being honest with people lately have gotten me a lot of negative responses. There were a couple friends that I had who, I wasn't really as open as I could have been, and I was very passive a lot of times. Really, these past oh my gosh, I want to say this past 2 years or something like that, maybe even 3 or 4. I don't know how long it's been, but for a long time I've been passive, not just in my own life, but in the lives of other people. Because the thing is that a lot of people don't realize is that when you're passive in certain situations, or when you have these habits, they prolong and they continue through everything. Like, I was being passive in certain situations, and I was just in general becoming extremely passive to everything. Nothing that I was doing made sense. Nothing that I was doing was truly where I wanted to be. And all that passivity did, all that passive aggressive bullshit did, was put me back. Put me so far back about where I wanted to be, because I wasn't being honest with myself, and therefore I wasn't being honest with anybody else. So then nobody else was truly being honest with me, because they thought that my responses were the truth, but the truth was layered, and so their answers were layered, because that's just how it is. I'm now 100% convinced that we're all just the same people with different perspectives and different upbringings. We all have different cultures and different places in the world where we're born. But like everybody always says, we're human. And it is what it is. But anyways, so just being straightforward, I've had quite a few friends already that I've kind of just been straight up with. And passive aggressiveness straight dipped on me. It's like I give them one piece of honesty and all of a sudden, they just so offended or so sensitive that they just shut down or disappear. Like, are you serious? Is this how you want to be? Is it gotten to this point in our lives where you can't even tell people the truth? Is it that bad to just say how you feel? Do you really want to fit in that bad? Fit into a spot where you don't belong? It's like putting a digital 3D piece of a puzzle on a 2D physical plane. It doesn't mix. Just because you want to be there doesn't mean you should be there. And it's not going to help you. Just be honest with yourself. Is it going to help you? Is it going to get you to the next step that you want to be? Is it going to put you in the right direction? If the answer is yes, then go for it. Be that digital piece inside that physical world, or vice versa. But if you know it's not going to work for you, stop lying. Be straightforward. Be straight up. And being straight up isn't about being blunt or hurting people's feelings or just saying whatever you want without having a regard for how people feel. Obviously, communication is more than just blabbing words and just saying what it is that's on your mind. It's about understanding the other people around you and then responding accordingly. Like when I say straight up, I just mean I'm telling people how I feel and what I feel about the situation without hurting anybody's feelings or without being negative or being blunt. And we've gotten to such a point in our society now where even doing that causes red flags, causes backlash. I had a friend that I was just telling her straight up, hey, so I don't really like what you did to me, so I just wanted to be honest with you about it. And she was like, all right, cool. And gone. Haven't heard from her. Got another friend, similar situation. Just said, be straight up. I got like a barrage of messages explaining to me how if I'm going to call somebody out, I should let them know, like, call you out? I was just being honest. I was just letting you know how I felt. You know, it's real simple. We just want to know if you wanted to hang out. And it's like all these excuses, all these reasons, all this other nonsense that is irrelevant. You're just wasting our time. Do you want to waste your time? Do you want to lose all this precious potential that you have in front of you? Waiting. Being in fear. That is the number one thing that has affected me in these 3-4 years beyond just the passivity is the fear. Right now, I have never felt freer. Now that I've let go of the fear that I've been having in my heart. Now that I've been able to look past everything that's happened to me and been able to accept myself for who I am and been able to move forward. You have to let go of that fear. Live the life you want and be true to yourself and do the things you want and say the things you want to people. Because if they can't accept what you want to say and they can't respond accordingly, or if they keep hitting you with that passive-aggressive bullshit, then just cut them off. It's irrelevant. You don't need that in your life. You really don't. Trust me. I promise. You don't. Look at all these artists that you listen to. Look at all these celebrities who are honest and who are virtuous and that you believe in, who have done good things. Just look at how they act. Even if they've done bad things in their life, even if you don't agree with their lifestyle, they still have a message that's absolutely 100% true. And that's, if you want it, go for it. We are so afraid of failure and so afraid of fear itself that we never look past that. Once I got past the fear, so many more opportunities opened up. So many more chances for me to express myself became available. And that's what I want for everybody else. That's why I do this podcast. So that I can give everybody else the inspiration, the motivation, the drive to just do what they want to do. And at the same time, understand that there's people just like them who were afraid and who have found their place and who are continuing on their path. And even I don't know where I'm going to end up. I don't know how far I'm going to go, but I know I'm going to go the distance. I'm going to go as far as I can. And I'm not going to give up on myself. Not again. I can't. And neither should you. You shouldn't settle for any of this. You shouldn't settle for the mediocrity that you have in your life. You shouldn't settle for the relationships that seem fruitless, that don't even matter to you, that aren't important. Let go of those. Find genuine connections. Find people that really touch your heart, that encapsulate who you want to be. Find people who are better than you. That's all I've ever tried to do. Not just because I want to be the best version of myself, but because I have been living in a circle for such a long time, paralyzed by my own decisions, not being able to go anywhere, mentally and physically, and my own spirit was breaking. I know that a lot of you are in pain. I know that a lot of you are hurt, and it's okay. It's okay to feel it. It's okay to be hurt. But you can't stop. Don't settle for all of this nonsense. Find what you want and believe in yourself. Accept yourself for who you are so that you can move forward. Because if you don't move forward, then you're going to stay in the same place. You're going to be the same person. And you're going to realize that everybody else around you is growing. Even for myself, it comes in waves and it comes in little pieces. Like my friend Dante, and this is just a small example, but we played League all the time back in the day, right? And back, I've always been like a silver player, a little bit gold, but mostly silver. And he was like a bronze player at the time. I play with him now, and not only has his knowledge of the game gotten better, But he's now above me in rank. I'm sitting in bronze right now because I haven't played it so long. I mean, there's other reasons too and stuff like that. But it's just a small example. Like right there, I looked at that and I was like, oh my God, this. And it wasn't even a negative thing. I was happy. I was like, damn, this dude has grown. He's gotten better. And then when we play together and I talk to him, all I can think is, yo, all he has done is gotten better because he's continued. And he sees people in my life, these examples that show me that I just have to keep going. And most importantly, and for you too, you gotta believe in yourself. It doesn't matter if you think you're wrong. Forget that bullshit. Follow the path you believe in. Pick up that shovel. Pick up that shovel and dig your path. Because this is what I see a lot from people. I see people taking the same road as everybody else, picking up the shovel, and all they're doing is just digging up the sides. They're changing the flowers, they're changing the arrangement of the sides, they're changing the way it looks, they're changing the tiles as they move forward. It's still the same path. It's the same shit, it just looks different. And if that's what you want to do, that's perfectly fine. But I know there's a lot of you that want to pick up that shovel and want to dig your own path. You want to be honest with yourselves. You believe that you can find your own way in life. And who's to say you can't? You? Forget you. Forget the ego. Understand the spirit, the peace within you that pushes you beyond all that, that opens you up to new perspectives and opportunities within your own mind, within your own ideas. Even today, and this isn't something revolutionary or anything like that, it's just something that came up in my mind as I was taking a walk. You know, the mind, the body, the spirit. 3, right? The judicial, the executive, the legislative. 3, right? Now, I don't know if the founding fathers were doing LSD or taking the cumbia or drinking what the Indians were drinking back in the day. I have no idea. But I'm pretty sure it's self-evident that these 3 pieces all encompass the same thing, the checks and balances. It's why it's worked so well in this country in a general sense. Not that, you know, everything going on with not just George Floyd and the cops and all that stuff. Forget that shit for right now. My point is these 3 things, the mind, legislative, the body, executive, the spirit, the judicial, all those connecting. It just makes sense. You need to find the balance within yourself. And you need to look for it. It's not going to be easy. Nobody's saying that it's easy. Shit, I'm not saying that it's easy. I'm out here 26 years old and I've only gotten to 2 points in the foundation of who I want to be in my growth. The first point I found like 10 years ago, maybe more, like 10, 12 years ago. The second point I found last week. 12 years later, the second point in my growth. We have a long journey ahead of us. And there should be nobody in your way. And if you're in your own way, use that energy. Throughout all my life, I haven't had the greatest of childhoods. And that doesn't matter. But my point is that even when I was young, all the negative shit that was happening in my own life, all the problems that I was having in my own personal heart, and all that other nonsense, and all those other things that build us up as who we are, I took all that negativity and I spun that shit. And I used it as a catalyst to bring nothing but positivity. Anybody that knows me in the real world, not in the digital internet world, anybody that knows me knows that all I do is I push positivity. I'm a joy to be around. All I want to do is be people's friends. And I want to have a good time. And I love having fun. That's who I am. That's who I've always been. And if you've hung out with me, you know that. But you don't know everything that I've been through. You don't know all the struggle and all the pain. And that's not important. But my point is that I've taken all that, and this was natural. It's not until more recently that I've been able to dissect my own life and realize the things that I was doing in order to keep myself okay. Because the problems that I had in my own life, I was using that energy and I was refunneling it, changing it into positivity, into love, into kindness, into hope. Because I understood even at a young age instinctually that it is not okay to treat people like you've been treated. People treat me like shit all the time. Does that mean I'm going to treat people like trash? Hell no. Why? Why should I treat you like you treat me? Why should I be like that? I won't. And I'm not. I'm always going to be who I want to be. And I'm always going to be true to the people around me and the people I care about. And to the people that don't care, to the people that are just doing their own thing and just don't even realize I exist or don't care that I exist, perfectly fine. It makes it easier that way. You live your life, I'll live mine, and that's how you should be with everybody. If people don't want to be around you, it's for the better. Because why would you want to be around people who don't want to be around you? It makes no sense. Who cares if they're celebrities? Who cares if they're popular? They're never going to be genuine when they're around you. They're never even going to be themselves. They're only going to show their darkest parts because they don't want you to know the truth about themselves or even about you. Because everything is a reflection. And when you look into someone's eyes, you can see who they are. And when they look back, they can see you. And in your own way, you can understand how you feel. Because when you have that connection and you see each other for what it is, you find those feelings. And those feelings arise and they bubble up. And they pound your chest. And they make you understand exactly where it is and exactly what point you're at. I've been affected by a lot of things in my life. But that is not important. Because what I want to impart to all of you is that sense of belief and to stop bullshitting with people. Stop lying. Just be straight up. Ever since I started being straight up, good God, my life has gotten so much better. So much better. I promise. Just try it. Just start being straight up with people. Even if you're not usually. If you're usually passive or that's how you are, or you like to be passive aggressive because you think you're smarter than everybody else, you think you're cunning, fuck that shit. Be straight up. And watch how the world around you will change for the better. The people that believe in you, the people that want to be by your side, they're going to be more forthwilling. Because if you're going to be straight up with them, because we're animals of instinct and we're animals of mimicry, all of a sudden, they're going to be straight up. Even if they weren't before, even if they didn't realize they were before. Because you're giving off that energy. Ever since I've been like that, my life has gotten so much easier. Because I don't have to deal with anybody's bullshit, anybody's randomness, anybody's nonsense. Because if they don't want to deal with me, perfectly fine. You don't have to deal with them. That's it. It's real simple. Just be straight up with everybody and you'll see the world around you change. You'll find the opportunities that you want. And you have to stop blaming people for your problems. You got to stop. Because you know what you do when you blame people for your problems? You become a problem seeker. You want to be a problem solver. You want to fix the problems. Even if they might not be your own. If you want to go and take that next step, and if you want to fix a problem, go for it. Go find those solutions. Be an agent of change. Make an impact in your own self. Because when you make an impact here, you'll realize that you're making an impact everywhere. The people that you didn't think would be honest with you, the people that you didn't think would be on your side, the people that you thought were on your side, everything's going to start making sense. Everything is going to start clearing up. And more importantly, you're going to be taking the very first steps towards the basic goal, which is happiness. And let me tell you something. If you think happiness is the end of the road, my people, you got to wake the fuck up. This is not the end. If this is the top of my head, and you talking about wanting to be here, that's the end, it is the equivalent of saying, man, I just want to eat. I just want to eat. I want to eat. I want to eat something. Okay, cool. You want to eat? That's great. What do you want to eat? I don't know. I just want to eat. Well, what do you want to eat? I don't know. I just want to eat. That is nonsense. You know why? Because there's nothing after that. There's no additional pieces. You want to eat. That's great. Let's go get you some food. But what do you want to eat? Why do you want to be happy? What is your next step when you become happy? Is that it? You just want to be happy? Because if you want to be happy, then go be happy. It's real simple. Go do what makes you happy. It is what it is. But if you want the truth, then the truth is that is the basic level. That is a basic necessity. Wanting to eat is a basic necessity. Now you say, I want to be satisfied. Huh? Satisfied? What do you know about being satisfied? I want to be satisfied. I want to eat some home-cooked food. I want to eat something that I made. I want to go to a restaurant and I want to eat some good food. I want to treat myself. I want to be satisfied. I don't just want to be happy. I want to be fulfilled. I want to be successful. I want to be me. I want to be my true self. I want to see how far I can go. I want to reach my maximum potential, look back and have no regrets. Are you ready? Because I'm ready. And I'm willing to take every step with you. I'm here not just for myself, but to help everybody else. I just got accepted to the social work program at UCF. I'm not joking. I mean, I'm having fun and I am, I'm joking and stuff like that. But I'm not joking. I'm being serious. I've talked to a lot of people. Social work isn't easy, but I want to make an impact. I want everybody to know that they have the opportunity to change themselves and to change the world around them, to be better, so that they can live the life that they want, so that they can go beyond whatever it is that is in front of them, overcome whatever obstacle is holding them back, break the chains and be free, because that's the only way you'll really see where you can go and how far you can go. And I believe in all of you. And I believe in myself. So don't you worry about me. Just worry about you. Because when you can accept that you need to take care of yourself, then you can help others. You can be selfless once you have the opportunity to be selfless. But you can't be selfless if you have nothing. And never forget that you always have something. Never give up on your own mind, and never give up on yourself. Please don't. And if this sounds like positive reinforcement, it's because it is. Because I'm tired of people giving up. I'm tired of giving up. I don't want to see people have regrets or post depressing stuff or try to ignore reality. Like, this is the best. Real life, it's awesome. Once you learn how to be comfortable with yourself, accept yourself for who you are, and you'll be able to accept the world for what it is. And then you'll be able to change it. Much love to everybody, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. It's a little shorter than most, but I kind of just wanted to get my point across, and I wanted to express myself to you guys. And stay tuned, because there's going to be a whole bunch more collabs coming. I'm talking to everybody. I'm trying to get everybody in Orlando up here and out. And I'm going to go do it. So if you want to be part of it, let me know. And if you want to watch, then I guess stay tuned. Have a great day. It's your host, RubenHood. Yeah.